Good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Karen Kong, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ottawa, Canada, and welcome to my This or That Thursday. So every week I try to post 2 cards in my group and my creative community, that's all of you, help me choose a card to make live for you on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. So today we're making a pop-up card, okay? Just let me get my computer set up so that I can see your comments as we craft, and because I'm going to move my camera once I've got that set up. So just let me set this up. If you're joining me live, hi Sandra. Please do say good morning, say hi, tell me where you're watching from if you haven't participated before. I really like having company while I craft because I don't really like talking to myself. It's not nearly as fun. Hi, Tara. Yeah, and if you are wondering why I call it reality crafting in my comments, it's because things tend to go, a little haywire sometimes because I don't always plan everything out. I don't always have everything ready, and life happens, right? The phone rings, or I lose the internet connection. That has all happened. So, anyway, so that is the explanation behind why I call it reality crafting. Okay, so I've got my my computer set up. I can see your comments, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch my camera over to my desktop so you can see what I'm doing. So just close your eyes because the camera is going to be moving around, okay? Just a moment. Here we go. Alright, just going to zoom in a little bit. And I think I'm going to move my stand down just a little bit more so you can see. Sorry. Every time I set up this stand, I never know exactly where the view is going to be, so sorry. Just bear with me. And okay. Maybe zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Don't want you to see all of my messy desk, that's all. Whoops. Being off for a week, I feel like I'm out of practice already. Okay, again, now I gotta adjust this. Okay, so anyways, I'll just talk while I'm getting this set up. I'm making a pop-up flip card. It's a card for a friend of mine who's turning 60. Milestone year, so I wanted to make her a special card. I still have to move this, sorry. I'm just looking at my computer. I can see that it's too far down. Sorry for all the juggling and wiggling. I feel like after 2 weeks away from you guys and doing lives, it's like, oh, I've forgotten how to do everything. Okay, here we go. I think that's much better. All right, so yes, it's a pop-up card. Let me show you how it works. So it's like this. Let me open it up. I created it so you could stand it. It's behind the little label here. You really don't need, you just need a tiny lip, and it opens up and stands there. And I feel like something is missing. So anyways, I got something in the mail yesterday that I thought would work really well because I felt it was a little bit empty here. So let's see what we can do about that afterwards. But let me show you how to make this pop-up flip card first, okay? So I used the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. It is one of my favorites, even though the original reason I bought it was simply because I wanted the streamer die that comes in this set, and it turns out I love this whole set. So yeah, it's perfect for this milestone. I also grabbed the counting sheet, which was a celebration freebie, like from, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 years ago, and I wanted the grass. So that's all I used, and I have the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut the card base first, and like some of the die cutting and everything. And actually, you know what? I think I would like to stamp these guys because I would like them to dry, the black ink to dry, before I color them. So maybe I'll do that first. Okay. Like I said, this is reality crafting. Okay, let me move these out of the way and make some room. So I'm going to grab the thick basic white for coloring. Okay, I like using the thick basic white for stamping and coloring with lens markers because it absorbs the ink better. Let me see if I have another small piece. Oh, I think this one is actually small enough for the little chick. Okay, so let's get the Stamparatus out. I love my Stamparatus, as you probably, most of you know, because I can double stamp, triple stamp to get a nice, good, solid image with it. And for the birthday chicks, I like to stamp them at least twice because those little feathers here, they stand out better when you stamp them twice. So that's why I have my Stamparatus out. Okay, hey birthday chick set, and let's get out my chickens. Okay, so I have an envelope here where I have some scraps and stuff of pre-stamped images. Let's see. I need this little chick, and I need this big chicken. And because this is, I'm making a second card, I don't know how many people have friends I have that are turning 60. So I think instead of the 60 here, I'm going to put a balloon. So I'm going to stamp the balloon from this guy, and I will cut it out. Yes, Sandra, I'm just reading Sandra's comment. Do you find you have to double stamp on the thick white? I just double stamp because I know that the black doesn't look as dark on either one of them. And not because it's a thick white, but just because I know that a single stamp of this image just doesn't look dark enough for me. But that might be just my personal preference. So you'll have to experiment, but I do find that the thick white absorbs the ink better and differently. It does actually look different. I actually tested it out one time. I stamped the same image on a regular white and then the thick white and colored them both in, and it was different. So it's interesting. Okay, so here's oh, it's perfect. Perfect for my big chicken. All right, I'm just lining up my paper with the grid marks because if it moves by accident and I need to put it back, then I will be able to put it back where it belongs. Okay, and I need to get my little chicken stamped too. So I do have a second magnet. I'm just going to see if I can get away with just using one. Maybe I will bring out the second magnet. All right, here we go. So my little chicken here. Oh. Okay, let's put this guy down. Oh, from Tara says I could have used a balloon from the penguin set. I don't remember, but this one has like, I don't think, did the penguin have? Oh, if I remember right, the penguin doesn't have a die for the balloon, which, I mean, the balloon is fairly easy to die cut, but this one does. So it might, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one because I have a die for this. I'm just trying to fit the string on. I don't know how long of a string I'll need, so I'm going to try and get most of the string in the stamp. Whoops. Okay, so I just realized that these are cling stamps, and I have the foam mat underneath here, and I don't need it when I have a cling stamp. I only need them for the photopolymer ones because the cling stamps already have the foam in them. So now I'm just going to put these back where I had originally lined them up. Okay, let's just see. Oh, I just need to move this out of the way a bit. There we go. Oh, this guy's in the way. All right, I think it all lines up good. I can stamp now. All right, so I'm just going to ink up over here. And I'm not going to ink up the rest of that chicken because I only need the balloon. Okay, so let's do this once. Oops. See, and that's why I like using the Stamparatus, because there's inevitably something that I've missed pressing on. There we go. Much better. See, now, that's okay, but I like it a bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and ink it up again, and I will stamp it for a second time. So it's a rainy day here in Ottawa, and there's actually some freezing rain. And I fully expected the buses to be canceled this morning, but yay, they weren't. The kids went to school. We've had so many cancellations because of weather. And after the March break, I really like having a little bit of peace and quiet to myself. I can't tell you how many Thursdays or Fridays were lost to snow days, PA days, sick people, you know, there's always somebody home. So it's nice to have a little break. That one came out a little bit light. I didn't press hard enough. That same spot. There we go. All right. I think that looks good. Oh, I didn't quite get all of that string. All right. We're good. All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to put the paper aside so that it can dry before I do the coloring in a few minutes. All right. While I've got the black ink out, I am also going to actually stamp the happy birthday and perhaps the you're still a spring chicken too. Okay, so the happy birthday, it's skinny enough that I could actually put it right here. So let me get that ready. So I had to change, if you notice, the stamp here is actually a horizontal stamp. I am going to show you how I managed to put the birthday underneath, okay? Because I wanted it to be vertical. There was not enough room here to put a horizontal tag. I didn't want it to look that way. I wanted it to be on top of each other. So let me show you how I did that. So let me line this up again to set it in place. Whoops. Magnets are really strong when there's no mat there. Okay. All right, let me move these guys out of the way. And let's get the happy birthday out. All right, so I just want to stamp and ink and stamp the happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to cover the word birthday. Okay, so that if I do get some ink on it by accident, I can just peel off the tape and not use it. Like not get ink onto the paper. So maybe I'm not going to be able to fit this exactly. Put it down a little farther and then I'll have to trim it. Okay, so here's where I'm going to put happy. I'm going to center that there. Okay, and I'm going to check on the other side because the sticker on the front doesn't always indicate exactly where the image is on the back. Sometimes the image is slightly offset from the middle or it's not quite straight, so you have to check on the back. And I use the grid lines here to help me eyeball that. Okay, so let's get the black ink out again, and I'm just going to ink the happy. Okay. Oops. All right, so there, I can see that I got some ink there. So what I'm going to do now is simply peel this off, and then I'll stamp. Okay, looks good. Now the second part is, actually, you know what? I'm going to do that a second time. I always like to stamp my words twice because they stand out better. Okay, so I just put the tape back again, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. Oh shoot. See? This is reality crafting. I forgot to take the tape off. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I will just take another piece of white scrap, and we'll do it on a different one. We'll do that again. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside because I still want my balloon and my chicken. And let's find another piece of scrap here. Alright, here's a piece of scrap. And I'm lining it up again. See, that's the purpose behind lining it up with the paper, because I know that's where I lined it up last time. I can put it back in the same spot. Yes, if I had the Stampin' Right markers, I could do just the section I wanted to stamp. I don't have any of the Stampin' Right markers, but I actually just did order the black one, so that will come in handy next time. All right, so let's try this again. All right, remove the tape, stamp, and put the tape back. Okay, and I'm going to remove it. There, perfect. All right, now let me keep this little piece of tape because I'll use it for the other side. Let's clean this off and we'll do birthday. So now I'm going to line up the stamp with where I want it to be underneath the word happy. And I have to kind of cover it up a little bit because I know that I want it to line up just underneath, like right underneath. At this point, it's a little bit of a guessing game. Tara, that's just regular Scotch tape. It's nothing special. So just get regular Scotch tape. Some people use Post-it notes, anything that will just, temporarily cover it. There we go. Let's see how that looks on the back. I'm just checking that it looks kind of straight. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take this. I'll put this back on the happy this time. Try not to get too much black ink on me. And I'm just going to ink up birthday. Oop, I almost forgot to remove the tape there. Birthday. Looks good. Let's do that again. Perfect. All right, so that's how I got my happy birthday to be vertically aligned instead of horizontal. Okay, and this little piece of tape, I can throw it away now. Oh, it was stuck to my finger. Okay. All right, so that's the happy birthday, and then you're still a spring chicken. Let me see if I can fit that. I wanted to die cut that with this tag, so let me just check I have enough paper here to use that tag. Whoops. Okay, this piece of paper is not quite long enough, so I'm going to get a different piece. Let's see. I have another scrap here. That's perfect. Okay, so let's use this one. Okay. And let's get out the other sentiment. All right, so I'm just going to line it up in the middle here, but I'm going to double check that I have the enough room for my whole tag to die cut around. So I think I need to center it just a little bit more. Whoops. I'm going to be cutting it a little bit close here with the alignment side to side, but I love using all of my scraps up. Okay, let's check that it's straight. Looks pretty straight to me. All right, let's go ahead and stamp that. Oh, I'm just reading Sandra's comment. You didn't hear me shouting, take off the tape. Oh my gosh. No, Sandra, I wish I had heard it. You know what that reminds me of is when you're watching like one of those suspenseful movies or like a scary movie and you're like, turn on the lights or look out for the guy. When you're yelling at the, oh yeah, and you're yelling at the TV and like, it's just, it's too much fun. All right, I think I need it one more time. All right, looking good. I don't know why this, I can just see it's a little bit too light on spring, like the bottom part. I didn't ink it enough. I'm just gonna quickly try and get that a little bit darker. Okay, now it looks good. Perfect. I can just hear you in my head now. It was a little too late, but I get it. All right, so I'll leave that. Okay. Okay, so I think I am done with the stamping for now. Let's move on to cutting out my mats and stuff. Okay, so the card base is just a regular card base. It's 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper cut in half. Let me just get my Bermuda Bay. I know I took it out. I did take one out. But now it's the game of where did I put it? Okay, I don't know where I put it. I'll have to get another sheet. Here we go. All right. So 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm gonna have to move my blends markers out of the way here. Okay, so 8.5 by 11, it's cut in half, and all the measurements are at the top of the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, so I don't have to pre-mark my paper. So at 5.5 inches, I'm gonna cut it and score it at 4.25. So I can do that all on the same trimmer because it's got the trimming and, sorry, the cutting and the scoring blade. Okay, 4.25. All right. I'll put that aside for now. I need a piece of white matting, so I cut that 1/4 inch smaller, so I need it to be 5.25 by 4. And if you're watching for the first time, I do put the measurements in my video description, so don't worry about having to write it down. I will give you the measurements afterwards. And I had some troubles with that recently. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't giving me the option to edit my post and add all my descriptions, and I finally figured out that I had to do it in a different location. It was weird, but I did figure it out. So I have everything up to date now, and I will add those afterwards. So what did I say? 5.25. Okay. That was the scoring blade. I'm just moving it out of the way. By 4. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces because I think I want one for the inside this time. Because when I made the original card, I realized that I didn't put a white piece underneath here, and I think I want white underneath for writing on. The original card that I saw was already on white, so they didn't need an extra piece here. I think it just makes it a little easier to read because this is a bit of a darker color. It doesn't matter too much, but I think I'd like to try it with a white matte here. Okay, Tara, I'll see you later. 4 inches. Okay, so we have 2 of them now. Okay. Okay, so I just got sidetracked. My mind was like thinking about whether or not I use the thick basic white for my chickens or not, and I got sidetracked. Okay, so this is just regular white. This is fine for the blending because I use my blending brushes to color my background to make my my little scenery here. And I'm just going to show you how I did that. So let me get out this ink. All right, and my brushes. So it's really easy to make a sky and a grass scene with the blending brushes. So I'm just going to open this up. Okay, so I'm just going to go from this way. So I'm going to ink this brush up. Okay, and I'm just going to tap off on the side, okay, so that I don't have a big blob of ink appearing. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and some people like to brush on, actually, and you know what I find is because I can see there's a lip here from cutting, I'm going to use my bone folder to press it down, because sometimes with that little lip there, it captures a little bit more ink, so it turns out darker. And you get this darker edge, which I don't always want. So I'm just going to push that lip down. Hopefully it won't appear too much. But what you can do is actually start on the paper, but you have to be really careful not to press very hard, because your first, what do you want to call it, rubs are going to be darker, obviously, right? Because it has more ink. So, but I'll start off here. Let's go onto the paper like this. Okay, so I'm just lightly swirling my brush. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit more ink. Okay. It's a really easy way to create scenery for your cards. You don't need, you know, any kind of special stamp for this. Okay, so that's pretty dark. I think that's okay. All right, so let's do the green now. I'm going to close this up. Okay, I'm using Granny Apple Green. Whoops, wrong brush. I always think that a rainy day is a perfect day to stay in and craft. So today will be nice. I'll be able to do some prep work for my upcoming Taco Fiesta class. I have all the card designs done, and I just have to start cutting everything and preparing all the pieces. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to stamp on my my little grass. Okay, so I'm going to need my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to need to get a stamp block out. You're right. You're absolutely right, Sandra. Any day is a good day to stamp. I would absolutely much rather be stamping than cooking or cleaning or driving someone somewhere. Yes. Oops, wrong stamp set. I got the grass from the sheep, counting sheep set. Oops. Yeah, I always have all sorts of things tucked into my cases. I have like pieces that I didn't use, scraps. So it's a little bit messy inside, but it helps me keep organized because then I can find it again. Okay, so this one I'm going to freehand stamp because I just want them to be everywhere, right? I want little sprouts of grass everywhere. All right, I think that's good. That's enough. So let's put that away. Okay, and I just cleaned off my stamp so I can put it that away too. Okay. Have I recovered from that perilous left hand? Oh my God. I'm telling you, my heart was in my throat. So for some of you who don't know, I have a teenage son who's learning to drive. And we had like a scary moment yesterday. Oh my goodness. I don't know what made him, I don't know. He's still new to this. He didn't realize that what he was doing was dangerous. He waited in the, in front of like the oncoming traffic lanes to finish a left-hand turn, and he should have stayed in the left-hand turn lane back in on our side of the road, but no, we were waiting there in the middle of oncoming traffic, and they were coming at 80 kilometers an hour, and I was like terrified looking, watching them come, and you know, he was like calmly waiting for his turn to finish his turn, because there was other cars turning into that same lane. Oh my God, I was just so scared. Literally, never been more scared. Okay, so we made it, obviously, and he couldn't understand why I was so excited and so worked up about it. Yeah, I had to explain that one to him. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on, and I'm going to be careful that I'm not going to put glue right in the center, but I am going to kind of put glue around the side just to make sure that these sides don't lift. So I'm going to glue it on, and then we'll die cut out the middle part, okay? So let me get my glue out. Oh, and I need to show you how to make the pop-up mechanism next, too. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to be a big circle around that, because I'm pretty sure it's smaller. The circle will be smaller than that, but you don't have to. I think the stitched circle will kind of hold it in place. Okay, so just going to center this. Put it down. All right. So let's just give that a moment to dry. And let's see, I do have some other die cutting I need to do. So I need to die cut this and the fence. So let's put this aside, and we'll start with the die cutting of the other pieces first. Let me make some room here on my desk. I have to use the big die cut machine because the card is bigger than too big to fit in the mini cut emboss. Okay. So I have new plates, fairly new plates. Let's see now. I have a sun to cut out. Let me see if I can find some Mango Melody. I thought I had pulled some out, but apparently not. I had pulled out scraps for everything I needed, but now, where did they go? Oh, here they are. Here's some. Okay, so I need a piece of crumb cake for my little fence. I'm gonna cut 2 of those. And actually, oh, that's shorter than I thought. Okay, so I'll have to get another piece. Oh no, this will fit fine. Okay, so there's my fence. I need Mango Melody for my son. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, I used Daffodil actually, I think. Okay, so it's Daffodil actually. There, and my sun is oh, the sun is also from the sheet set. Okay. And what else do I need? Oh, my happy birthday. Let's see if I can get that on here too. Okay, here's my happy birthday. Let's put that up there. And I used, was it this one? No. So I used the Stylish Shapes dies, and I used the biggest one, I think it was. Let me just double check. Right? Yes. So it's just the bottom part of the happy birthday. I just need a little bit more room to cut this. Let me put this over here. All right, and it just fits. So, oh, reality crafting strikes again. Oh, you know what? This will be just long enough. I thought I didn't leave enough room at the top here to, because originally I had cut this longer and I'd cut it to size, but this time I don't have that luxury. I didn't leave that much room. Okay, so let's just center that, and I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold this one down because it is so close to the edge of the die. Move it over just a tiny bit. Okay, so that one will stay put, and the rest of them I think will be fine. Okay, let's push that through. Here we go, there's my sun. And here's one of the fences, so I'll have to trim that. Let's see how this turned out. I think that'll be fine. Phew! All right, so, okay, so I need one more piece of fence, and I also need to cut out the sentiment that goes inside, which is using this. Okay, so let's cut that out too. And I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold this down as well. I'm just trying to center and to make it look straight. Okay, let's fix this one. All right. Okay, I just need a stylus to poke that out. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let me see. Is there anything else I need to die cut? Well, I'm going to need to die cut my chickens, but let's color them in first because it won't be so hard to hold on to them while I color. Oh, actually, you know what? I should cut this out too because I'm going to decorate it with the chickens. Okay, so you can see it's starting to bow a little bit, so I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so I'm going to put it this way, and I'm going to grab the largest circle in the Stylish Shapes, and I'm just going to center it from top to bottom. Oops, turn it over. Okay, so I'm just going to center it from top to bottom. This is going to be our little portion that flips and turns. I'm just trying to see that that looks centered. Okay. And we'll run that through. Just double checking. Okay, I think that looks good. For those of you who have teenagers or have had taught your teenagers to drive, I'm curious, did anybody else experience any terrifying moments in their teenagers' education? I'm sure I'm not the only parent who has had like these scary moments that just age you 10 years. Okay, so there is the center cutout. All right. And we will leave that for decorating, but first I have to color my chickens. Okay, so I used Blackberry Bliss for my chickens, for my big chicken, I mean, and a few little accent colors. So I have pumpkin pie for his, I don't know what the part is. What is this part called? I know there's a proper name for that. I don't know what the word is. I don't know my chicken parts very well. But I'm just going to color that in orange. Okay, and this part too here in orange. Then I'm going to use the Mango Melody for his beak. Or her beak, I should say. And let me do this one at the same time. Actually, I think I used orange on that one. What did I use? I think I used orange on his beak here. Sorry, I hope my head hasn't been sticking in the way. I had to take off my glasses to do this because I can't focus. Okay, and then the head on this one and the little wings, I did in a light fresh freesia. So let me use this tip. My daughter asked me, who ever heard of a purple chicken? And I said, well, I'm coloring, so it can be any color I want it to be. But I do like how the Blackberry Bliss looks with the Bermuda Bay. And these shades of purple work together well, so. All right, so to add more depth to the body part, I can't see what Sandra's comment is there. Wattle, comb or wattle? Okay, I don't know. Yes, comb or wattle. I think the wattle is I think that's the right word. I don't know what part it is. I think that's the comb. And I think that must be the wattle by default, I guess. Thank you. Thank you for my education this morning. I learned something new. Okay, so I'm going to use the dark to highlight, and then I go over it with the light. So I have to work quickly because I don't want it to dry too much before I start blending it in. And then I'll just kind of add some shading. Along the side here. And then I'll blend it in after. Okay. This is just making sure this is the blackberry and not the freesia by accident. So I try not to go over the black lines too much because I know that in the past I've had problems with bleeding. But I think letting it dry ahead of time is also helpful. before I was too impatient and I would start to color before it was completely dry, and then I would experience more bleeding of the colors. Whoops. I mean, overall, my son is a good driver so far. He's cautious normally, but and he doesn't drive super fast, but he just needs more practice. All right, there's one chicken done. Whoops. Okay, I just dropped it on the cap on the floor. All right. There really are purple chickens? I'm looking at Sandra's comment. Sounds like there might actually be purple chickens. Okay, so my little bird, is this my Mango Melody? Yes, it is. Let's color him in. Are they actually purple, Sandra? Like, the chickens are actually purple? And they must be like, I think I've seen some chickens that are super dark feathers, and maybe that's like a dark purple. Okay, so there's that, and I'm gonna do his hat. I'm gonna put, where's my Bermuda Bay? I'm gonna put the Bermuda Bay right in the middle of the stripe. And Granny Apple Green for the rest of the hat. Oh, I think I should have used the light. It's too dark, I think. Anyways, and I need the orange to finish his feet. Okay, now what color should I make my balloon? That's the question. Should I make it a green? Or maybe an orange? I don't know. Okay, put your votes. Put your votes. Oh, Sandra has something longer. I have to put my glasses back on now. Silvery blue, light slate blue, gray color that has a violet shimmer. Wow. Okay, who would have known? Okay, so if you got some votes for the balloon, I'm debating what color should we make the balloon. Maybe just make it Bermuda. I think I'll try the Bermuda. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so I'm going to go with shading it here, and then I will color the rest in lighter Bermuda Bay. Okay. So I'm going to blend it now while it's still wet. Okay, I think so. I'm gonna have to practice my blending a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. I think all the coloring is done. And let's move these markers out of the way. All right. And let's decorate this little circle here. Okay, so I don't need those guys. I need to die cut these guys out. Let's get that done first. I need a bigger desk. I don't think I'll ever have a big enough desk to work on. Alright, so get my chickens. I'll do the chickens first, and then I don't know if I can fit the dye for the balloon on there too, but let's see what we can do. Okay, here's my big chicken. Okay, and my little chicken is here. Oops, cutting off his feet. All right, I think I'm gonna have to put a piece of tape down to make sure he doesn't move because it's such a small little guy, and if it moves just a little bit, I'm gonna cut something off. Okay, and then I think I can fit the oops, balloon on. It's going to be off. I'm going to twist it a little bit. Okay, I don't have another piece of washi tape handy, but I think that should be okay. All right, let's put that through. I'm not putting it all the way through because I know that that way I don't have to cut so much actually, of that extra scrap. I thought I could use that again. All right, here's my chicken and my little guy here and the balloon. Okay, so that balloon was attached, and I'm going to just need to snip it off. There we go. And I'll take this guy out so I don't throw him away. Okay, so I think we're done with the die cutting now. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so when we assemble this part, we got to make sure that nothing sticks out the sides, because obviously when it goes to pop up, you don't want it blocking the opening and the movement. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy over here, and they're going to be on dimensionals, and I'm going to stick the balloon. Let's see if it fits right there. I want the string to be hidden because it's chopped off. Maybe I should hide it behind the little guy. Okay, so let's pop up the chicken on dimensionals. Let's see. All right. So the fun fold cards always take a little longer because they are more, there's more stuff to do, but they're not hard. I think the coloring takes some time too. So I'll put this down here. I want to put a little one here, and then one over here. Okay, and this little guy, I actually cut my dimensionals in half so I can properly pop up the ends, because if I get this, go send this in the mail, I don't want the little pits that stick out to be crushed down. So I like to put little dimensionals on the edges. There. And I'm just thinking if I'm gonna have to put the string underneath, I want to make sure that I can slide it in, or I'll have to put the balloon down first. So I think I will put one more dimensional, but I'll put it on his lower half. There we go. All right, so I'll put the big one down first. And I'll take off all the backings. Okay, did I get everything? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, where's my tweezers? I like to use my tweezers to hold them so I can figure out where I'm going to place it without getting my fingers in the way. Okay, so again, just making sure that he doesn't stick out. Okay, now this guy, the little balloon, I'm just going to lay it out first so that I know that it's going to fit properly. I'm going to take off the dimensionals of this, the backing, sorry, of the dimensionals. Okay, I think I got all of them. All right, so if I put him here, yeah, I think that should work. I'm gonna have to tilt him a little bit so I can see the string better. Okay, and then I'll put some glue on this one. I'm not gonna put them on dimensionals. I'm gonna snip off just a little bit more, because I think, yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, so a little bit of glue. And I'll use my tweezers to slide that in. Let's see. I think that works. All right, so now that is decorated. All right. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how to do the actual pop-up mechanism. So what I need for that is there's two pieces to it. There's a little square, so I'll show you here. There's a little square that you create, okay? And then there's a little piece that attaches the circle in the front to your little pop-up. Okay, so for that little square, it is 3 by 4 inches, and I have a piece here that's 3 inches wide, but I have to cut it down to 4 inches. Let me just double check. Yep, 3 inches, and I'll need to cut it down to 4 inches long, and it's going to be scored at every inch, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. So okay, so here's 1 inch. Let's move the scoring blade out of the way. We'll score it. Sorry, I moved the cutting blade out of the way. I've cut instead of scored by accident before. 2, and then 3. Okay. The other piece that that you're going to use to adhere to the circle, it is 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/4. So I know this is already 3/4 of an inch, but it's not 2 inches long. So let's just trim that down. Oops. Okay. Uh-oh. It's supposed to be 3/4 by 2 1/4, and I just chopped it too short. Okay, my bad. Let me get another piece. Okay, so let's, I'm just gonna, this is 3 by 3. Oh, perfect square. All right, so let's make this, let's chop off a 3/4 inch piece first. See, there's measurements on this side too, which is really handy. So that's 3/4 by 2 1/4, not 2. And then I have to score it at 1 1/4. 1¼ Whoops, my finger is pulling it out of the way. Okay. Okay. All right, so now I have my pop-up pieces, and we need to burnish those folds really well. Then I'll get out my tear and tape now. Okay, so let's make sure this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm folding in half. I'm going to put one strip here, and I'll put 2 strips on this side. Okay. See, where's the end of my tear and tape? All right, so okay, I need a little bit longer. I'm just going to put a little bit more on the top part. I'm going to fit this on. Whoops. Oh, it stuck to my finger. I was wondering why this backing was not sticking. See, this never happens when I'm crafting by myself. Only when I'm doing it live for somebody else. All right. Let's just stick this last little piece here. And then the other side, I just need one piece. Oops. Just on the top edge. Okay, because this piece is going to go slide underneath the hole, so you don't want it showing, right? So what it's going to look like is that I'm going to put it right up against the fold, but not on it, and I'm going to center it to the circle. Okay, so once I take that off, it's just so that you don't want glue or sticky adhesive showing through here, right? Okay, so I'm just going to take off the backings now. Okay, so the single side of tape on this side facing up, and I'm just going to line this up with the fold in the center of my circle. I hope I did that right. Let's hope. Okay. I think I can move it over just a little bit more. It didn't look quite centered when I closed it. Okay, let's just check that. I didn't press it down, so I have a little bit of leeway right now. Okay, I think that looks much better. I'm just going to move it over a tiny bit. Nope, I think I'm committed now. All right, let's press that down. Okay, so that is your pop-up mechanism, and now what you're going to do is you're going to take the long side, so there's one shorter side and one long side. You're going to put the long side here. It's going to be centered, and it's going to be off the end of your pop-up mechanism. So don't put any glue at the bottom part, right? So you can put glue here, and that way you can be sure that it's not going to appear back here, but I kind of want to use tape for this. So I'm just going to have to be careful that I don't go beyond, you know, the bottom. So I'm just going to go to there. Oh, what is going on with this today? It seems to want to stick to me. Okay. This never happened before, where the adhesive stuck to my finger before I put it down. Okay, it's all good. I'm just going to put this here. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more. Stick this. All right. So now I'm just going to position it in the middle. Right. And press it on. Okay, so here, there's no glue underneath here, right? Because it hangs off. All right, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it right on top. Okay, so let's put some adhesive on here. So what do you think? That's pretty easy, right? It's not too hard. You just need the right measurements and a little bit of coaching as to how to assemble it, but really, this is a really easy card to do. All right. So I'm just going to place, I'm going to line up my, try to line up my ground here and my grass and put it back in the center. And that's it. So look. Oh yeah, see, I forgot again. I wanted to put the matting underneath my pop-up mechanism so that I could have a place to write on white, but I forgot again. Oh well, that's okay. All right, so let's put on the rest of the stuff. Okay, so the spring chicken and the happy birthday, I actually felt like the white was too white, so I actually blended some green on there. So I'm just going to do that quickly. Let me just get all these backings out of the way. Okay, let me get the green out again. Same with this. Probably could have done this beforehand, but I discovered afterwards when I first assembled my card that I thought it was too white. All right. So for this to stand up on its own, I just kind of backed it up, the little pop-up guy, as far as I thought it might go and would look good. And I kind of positioned my, my sentiment where I thought it would hold it. Okay, and I just used some glue dots to give it a little bit of height. You could use dimensionals too, but then your card is very unlikely to lie very flat. So I think the glue dots is kind of a good compromise, and it just raises it up. I mean, really, just the lip of it, that piece, little skinny piece of paper will hold it back for now, but I don't know, like, after it's been opened and shut a few times, I don't know, but I think the glue dots will work well. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue dots on the back. Because the glue dots will give it just a little bit of height, more than just sticking it on with glue, and that's enough to hold the pop-up piece. One more. All right. So that's approximately where I think it should stand, and I will just center my sentiment here. There. All right, so that's the inside taken care of. Now we can just decorate the outside a little bit. I have a fence to add on, and I trimmed off the extra pieces here. I didn't want the the extra board sticking out. Let me get my sun out. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly trim this off. And same thing for this side. All right, so let's put some glue on the back. I'll do the same over here. Okay. Grab my tweezers. Okay. And I put it closer to the bottom here. Oh, you know what? I forgot that I had cut off. It was a little bit too, oops. See, reality crafting. It's like, I'm just gonna take, let me just see if I can get this off. I'll probably have to use like the glue. This little square, after it's dry, I'll just rub off any excess glue. But I need to cut off this one extra plank here. I better do this over the garbage, because it's got glue on it. Okay. And the other piece. Oh, and I put it over. My God, what is happening today? It's like a disaster here. I will have to clean that off too. Let's see. I'm gonna put it on top of the silicone mat actually, so it doesn't stick to the table. All right. Let's cut off that extra piece. All right, so there's enough glue, I think. I'll just put a tiny bit more on. Yes, it's a disaster here today. I'm like getting stuck on all my pieces and things are not sticking, they're sticking where they're not supposed to stick. All right, I think they're the right length now. All right, here we go. So he's just gonna go right along the bottom here. I'll glue these on. Whoops. I think I'm off the screen almost, sorry. All right. Here we go, and then I'll put my sun on and the happy birthday glue. Oops. I think these things happen when I get, like, I'm trying to do it a little bit faster so that you aren't watching for ages and ages, but then I start making mistakes. All right, here's my sun. And let's put this happy birthday on. It over a little bit. Okay, so I did say at the beginning that I thought that the front of this card was just missing something, and I didn't know what it was. And there's just too much empty space here, but I didn't have anything to fill it that I could think of. And then my team lead sent me a prize in the mail, and I think it'll work out perfectly. So these are the loose daisy embellishments. I think they're meant for like shaker cards, but I'm going to just stick them right on. I'm thinking that they might look really good, just, you know, little daisies here and there. in my field. So let's do this. Oh gosh, I can just see with the day going the way it is, I'm just thinking this might explode all over my desk. Oh, you haven't used any? They go perfectly with the Rain or Shine set. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. They're double-sided. Oh, yeah, they are perfect for shaker cards. But I think they would look good here. Look at how tiny and so detailed they are. Look, I think these will go really well in my field here. You know, if I just put a few here and there, what do you think? I guess I need little dots of glue to do this. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I think they're all the same. Are they all the same size, you think? No, I don't. Well, they look like some of them are slightly big. Yeah, some of them are slightly bigger, and some of them, like, look at this one. This one's smaller for sure. Oh, yes, the pebbles. The pebbles don't have the cartoon quality that I want for this. I like the daisies better for this, I think. Yes, those pebbles, I have to use them more because I just love them so much. All right, let's see what I can do with these. All right, so that's pretty much the card. I'm just going to add the embellishments on the front, but that is pretty much the card. That's how it pops up. Let's put little dots of glue on these and see what we can do with kind of adding a little bit of something to the front, because I just really felt like something just seemed like it was missing. I didn't want to add any ribbon or twine. It just didn't seem to fit right. But I think these daisies will just do the trick. Okay, let's hope I don't put them on my hand or get them stuck somewhere else. Okay. I'm just going to put them here and there. And I'm thinking the blades of grass kind of look like they could be stems, right? So let's put them on the grass and see how they turn out like that. I put them like this. Trying to position, oh, I just flicked it by accident. I don't even know what side the glue is on now. Oh, I think it's on that side. Okay, we're good. Let me turn this around instead. There we go. Do you think these little green things are leaves or stems? I think they're supposed to be leaves. Like the little green things sticking off the side. I'm just debating where to position them, you know? Like, does that look right? Leaves? You think so? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so that means I have to aim this one a little bit down, I think. Let's put this up here. I hope this glue holds it. I think it'll be fine once it dries. Okay, so let's put some down over here. I think this is just what my card needed. Oh, this little guy is going to be so hard to pick up. Thank goodness for tweezers. Okay. All right. Maybe just one more over here. Yeah, you know what? I think those daisies really did it. I really like that better with the daisies. What do you think? It was, I Oh, Ellen says, put the glue on the paper. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. You know what I just ordered is the fine tip glue pen. I didn't think I needed it before, but there's a few things where I really wished I had a much finer tip. I find that this one does a really good job, but for something really tiny, I think that, well, this wouldn't be too bad, but you know, the fine tip glue pen will really come in handy, I think. But I think that, that was a really good idea. Thank you, Ellen. I should have thought of that too. Yeah, so this is the card. I'm finally done. This was a longer session today than I anticipated because of some of the oops that I had. But that's reality crafting for you. I'll have to clean the glue off of that. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, here's our card today. It's more generic because it's not everybody's turning 60 this year. And I think it worked out well. So here we go. It pops up and it slides open and it can be displayed like this. So that is our card today. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today and for your comments and for keeping me company. And I hope you have a great day. Yes, adhesive eraser to the rescue. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Yes, have a great day, and I hope you'll join me again next week. Happy crafting. Bye.